Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to my stream of I'm going to talk about the ban list. I'm going to do my Async finals game against rustryder. I'll talk about each of those. I just finished my last assessment for my BC bar, requirements, I guess. Yeah, was pretty good. I see that we're successfully live. Yeah, the last two exams were like pretty hard. The last exam, like the one that I did today, was pretty hard because the way that the way that the material is spread out is that one of them you do a barrister exam, so that's like family law, criminal law, and civil law, which is all the stuff that I'm interested in, and then the second exam is the solicitor's work, which is wills and estates, real estate, and business, which is, I guess, a simplified version is all the stuff I'm not interested in. I mean, like, I'm interested in wills and estates, and the other stuff is, like, fine, but of those 6 topics, like, the first 3 are by far the ones I'm interested in the most, and they just, like, had those grouped together, so, like, yeah. I don't know. I should pass. We'll see what happens. And then you'll see this background for the last time, because this is Fa's apartment, and I'm going to be moving back to Vancouver on Monday, assuming that my passport arrives, which is supposed to arrive today. So yeah, there's like a bit of a passport update too, for those who've been following that. Lost my passport. There's some like they were trying to confirm my delivery address, and I ended up having to send an email to them, and then I was pretty annoyed. I was like, I don't understand why you have to confirm my address when I put it in the application, and that's the address I want you to mail it to. But it got sent yesterday morning. It's supposed to arrive today, and it's supposed to arrive before 5 p.m., and it's currently 4:05 p.m. So it's likely, I'm hoping, that I get interrupted at some time in the next hour for me to sign for my passport. And if I don't, then I might not be able to get on my flight on Monday, or we'll have to figure it out. Yes, content. Wenjiao, how's it going? Yeah, content is here. I saw that you played in the New York City megacity, and you dominated Swiss, not losing a single game. Very, very well done. LEO, and you were playing pre-Banlist LEO as well. So, I mean, we'll talk about all that. I guess right now. So my game against rustryder. So I guess I'll we're talking about the online Elevation Swiss League. Again, I thought there was no cut because it's called a Swiss League, but there's a cut. It's a single elimination top 8 cut, and I'm in the grand finals up against rustryder. I'm going to be running, and rustryder is going to be corping. We'll talk about what we're going to play. As a quick sneak peek, I mean, we'll talk about it, but stick around because I expect the game to take place at 4:30, and I expect to have some time where I haven't fully I've built a completely new deck. It's pretty crazy, and I need to I'll work on it with chat, and if you guys have deck building suggestions or card suggestions, that's stuff we can talk about prior to the game. So, interested to get into that. Aiming for that HB faction pin before Luminal invites all the PD back. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, like, PD and HB still has they don't have a Kawa project, so you have to play salvo testing, send a message, or vulnerability audit if you want to play a 3-pointer. But I think we've seen some asset spam showing up that I think is very reasonable. Like, you can play HB asset spam's got a lot better because you have Luminal, and you can also single ice your servers and not get bankcard. So let's talk about that. So this is the standard ban list of August 2025, and I'll go through the article. I mean, one thing that I do like that they're doing is that they've talked about their goal in releasing ban lists at a set time. So they said that they're generally going to try to, give you a ban list update in between every season. So this is continental season. the last season was Mega City season, and then after Continental season, it would be like post Continentals, which would be the Worlds season. So it sounds like we can expect a ban list update after the Continental season, but before Worlds, which I really like. And also, it just gives us a bit of a better idea as like timing of ban list updates and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to go through like the explanation too much, and just, like I'm not going to read through all this. I mean, you can go to nullsignal.games and read it if you'd like, but I'm sure I'm like the last content creator who's like talking about these changes because I haven't streamed in a while. But the changes are that Deep Dive is banned, Info Bounty is banned, Bankar is banned, and Luminal is unbanned. So Deep Dive banned, been calling for that for a long time. Love to see that. Yeah, I think it like I'll talk about Bankar at the same time. Like I think Deep Dive being the central finisher that it is, that's so strong, and you can like kind of build up your own thing and then win with Deep Dive, restricts what a lot of corps are able to do. And then same thing with Bankar for a different reason. Like Bankar means that you have to think about like the positioning of your ice in a way where you basically like can't be safe behind a single ice. Your early game is really weak because your opponent can install a 1-cost resource and threaten to get in anywhere very easily. And it synergizes with Strike Fund and Steel Skin a lot. So this is going to make running a lot harder, which I like, because I think that Bankar was like always like a really good card. I'm like pleasantly surprised. But I think it was very clear that all the runners needed to get a hit. So Shapers needed a hit, Anarch needs a hit, and then I was talking on my stream last time that Crim needs a hit, but I'm not sure which card it is. They're all kind of the same, and I suggested Shesvi, and the ban list committee chose Info Bounty, which is like close enough. I think Shesvi's a better ban, marginally, because Shesvi can be used in non-stable IDs, whereas Info Bounty does not. And also it charges twinning. So there's like a little bit of a nerf there to the deck overall because you have less of a one less way to charge twinning. Whereas if you keep it, then you can still charge twinning, and it hurts the deck a little bit less. And I probably would have liked to see the deck get hit a little bit more than just the Info Bounty. But very pleasantly surprised. I love the changes. I think runners need the hit, and I think that there's two types of kind of philosophies in terms of like Netrunner power level, and I think some people want corps to get better and some people want runners to get worse, and I'm definitely somebody who wants runners to get worse, because and really the reasoning is the lower the power level of the game, the better the basic action card is, which means that the more choices you have during your turns, right? The closer we are to the cards being closer to the basic action card, then on your turn you have more real choices, right? Do I want to use all of these actions on the basic action card, or do I want to play my cards? Do I want to find my cards and play those cards? And I think it allows you to weave in a lot more skill into the game than if the power level of the cards were extremely high. Which means that you basically have to draw your cards in the right order, and you have to play your cards in the right order, and you're relying on the power level of your cards rather than having like that baseline basic action card power. My initial testing, Game Android says, my initial testing says that PD is still bad. I believe that. Pretty sure the article says there will be a ban list update 1 month before Worlds. Yeah, exactly. Very nice. This uncracked egg section is still hurting my soul. Yes, yeah. So that is a surprise to me. Like I was talking about this on my last stream that I would have loved to see. Like I think AUCO needs a hit because it's just clearly way too much, like way too good compared to the other corps. And again, like I think you can reasonably take the stance that AUCO is holding up corps, and corps, the win rate needs to be balanced. And if you hit AUCO and along with the runners, then you're just gonna still have like runner dominance. I see that, but like, I mean, I think it's clearly a problem. Like AUCO is too strong. Like I think the ability is just too strong. With that said, I don't think they're just going to ban the ID. So like like a card like Fat, but again, that card just got released, so my suggestion was Regenesis. Like, I think the Regenesis is a very good AUCO ban. But it's good. It's really, really nice to see that the Banlist committee addresses that, right? They talk about that AUCO is not being banned, and they seriously considered stuff. Like, these are, I mean, you know, you could take the position that these are just words and, like, just because they mentioned it doesn't make it better, which is fair. But I like that they talk about this. And then they also say down here, it says, we will keep a close eye on the many AUCO archetypes over the Continental Championship season and revisit making targeted corp bans if corp diversity doesn't improve. So like, this is the thing. Like, I guess if you're like banning for the purposes of diversity and not for the purposes of power level, yeah, like, I mean, if you look at tournament results, like, there aren't a lot of AUCOs being played by count. There's not a lot of AUCOs being played by in terms of count, but the ones that are being played are finishing really well. Like, yeah, I mean, I'll just talk about the one that I know the best, which is LA Mega City, which I attended a few weeks ago, and there were 3 AUCOs in 21 players, and all 3 of us made the cut. So, and I think that was the case in like a lot of other tournaments. I don't know. I mean, I can tell you that I'll probably keep, like, the other problem with this is that like, I think in theory the idea of banning some runners and then having that, like, improve the diversity of corps makes sense, because some people, the people who want to play like HB, or they want to play non-Nebula NBN, or like whatever corp is out there, they are going to be more empowered to do so because runner decks have gotten a little worse because they've been hits. But the thing is, the people who are looking at AUCO going, AUCO is the best deck, and this is clearly the deck to play. I mean, if you don't, like, you know, you can go read Chris Dyer's write-up about, like, this is clearly the best deck to play, and, like, that's where we're going to start, and then we're going to figure out the deck after that, after we've chosen the ID. And, like, that reasoning is not going to change. Like, if I was playing AUCO and I was doing well with it, why would I play a different corp now that things have been changed? Like, the only reason might be that I just want to, like, diversify. Like, it is for my own diversity purposes. But, like, the idea, like, it is possible that there's, like, you know, like Synapse. I'm just gonna pick on an ID that we don't see. So like Synapse doesn't see play, and it's possible that, like, AUCO is here and Synapse is here pre-Banlist, and then post-Banlist AUCO doesn't change, and then Synapse is actually here because it takes advantage of the lack of deep dive in Bankar and info banning. Possible, but, like, I don't know. Players have to put in the work to figure that out, and I don't see a reason to do that. Yeah. Do you think NSG will ever look at changing the basic action card? No. Oh boy, that's a great question. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, you think they're gonna, like, add another basic action or take something away? I think that'd be pretty crazy. I don't think they would do that. Not sure on gameplay, but changing basic action probably needs to remaster Gateway again and feels like a logistics nightmare. Yeah, that too. My locals was very purple last night, so that effect is taking place. Probably won't change top cut results, though. Yeah, exactly. I mean, locals are, yeah, like, as I said, like, I think the motivation to play a different corp is going to be, like, very personal, in the sense that, like, I want to play this corp, not this corp, just because I like the way that the cards play better, and not necessarily that the deck is better. Oftentimes that might be the same thing, though. Anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time here. Again, love the bans. I think that Crim needs a steeper ban than that. Like, if you consider Anarch, like, if you consider every Anarch deck, you're like, man, we lost Bankar. You have to change the Anarch deck, like, fundamentally a ton. There is not an Anarch deck out there recently with a decent amount of play that doesn't play Bankar. Right? Like, I'm not going to start naming IDs, but like all of the IDs out of all of the Anarch archetypes play Bankar. In Crim, only Sable plays Info Bounty. So, like, and I guess that's fine. Like Muslihat and Baz, and Zaya, you could say was like maybe not. They were not a problem, and Reg Sable was the problem. But like, I mean, you could play Reg Zaya, and that's probably going to be really good. Or you can just play Reg Sable without Info Bounty. It's still probably really good. So, yeah, I expect the Crim probably needs something more, but maybe not. I'm not totally sure about that. And then they also mentioned touch ups, which is like very interesting to see, because touch ups was just released, and I'm very surprised, and I'm very pleasantly surprised, because touch ups is a kill combo card, and I don't want kill combos to exist, period. If that can be the case, I won't get that. But touch ups is a very good kill combo card because it allows you to score a See How They Run or score a Sting while getting rid of 1 to 2 cards out of the runner's hand. You can score like an Orbital, and then you can play End of the Line, or you can touch ups and look at the hand and like get rid of some cards and then play Complete Image. All methods that y'all have watched me die to on this stream and on the LA stream. But the thing about those decks is that like they present a huge kill threat just by the card existing. And it makes the game a little random. Like, I think you can have these abilities, and it's like something you can play around. But the thing is, like, sometimes when the ability is way too good, like you can't actually like play around it, and you're just forced to like accept that, like, well, if you have these cards, I'm dead. And you know, like most of the time you can play around it and you can work around it. So like, I don't think it's a problem, probably, but like touch ups is a card that creates a ton of variance, just because like oftentimes the decks, like especially in Jinteki, you'd play like 1 copy of it. So like oftentimes when you're doing the risk assessment as the runner, it's like, okay, you have to have the card in your deck, you have to have found the 1 copy of the card, you have to be willing to play the card and take the risk that I don't have the types of events in my hand. You need to name the right event. Like all these things are like what ifs, to the point where oftentimes it's just like, well, like I can't play around absolutely everything, and this is like such a like on the edge of the realm of possibility that I just have to let it go. And the more of those abilities don't exist, the better for like somebody who's like, I'm like, okay, I want to win every game. So it's nice to see that touch ups is being named, and maybe, you know, like maybe touch ups gets hit, and I'd be pretty happy about that. Just because like it does introduce like quite a bit of variance into the game. Purge is only Zaya won Texas Mega City. She's doing just fine. Yeah. Info Bounty was good for many crims, but just amazing for Sable because of the free 2 credits from the Sometimes Archives turn. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, do you see other crims playing Info Bounty? I don't. Like, Zaya doesn't play it. Muziat doesn't play it. The problem is that the best thing about Info Bounty is that the turn you install it, you can get the $2 back. But if you play it in an ID that's not Sable and you're not pre-identifying a mark through some other method, then you're not going to be able to get the $2 back that turn. Keep type diverse cards in hand, I guess. Yeah, exactly. I still find it scary that SBT is considering Bravado over other Crimicon. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, like, I don't want to see Bravado go, but it is very strong. Yeah, so the thing about the LA game, I did misplay by not popping my Stone Ship, but I also misplayed that turn. Like, I misplayed during my turn, because on my last click of that game, I clicked Penny Shaver and I discarded a non-event, and instead I should have played Carpe Diem for $3 and not ran instead of clicking the Penny Shaver. And then had I done that, I would have had one event in my hand. But I knew about touch-ups too. Like, I accessed it on turn 1 or turn 2. I'm pretty sure it was turn 1. And I knew that there was a kill threat that's potentially coming with a Sting. I was mainly thinking about Sting, and like, it was just bad for lots of reasons. But that one was fully on me. Like, I could have played around that by popping Stone Ship. I could have played better by playing the Carpe Diem and getting the event out of my hand. So that one is like, that loss was like completely on me in that situation. Okay, we're running short on time. Luminal Unbanned is interesting. I don't like seeing cards that are like really good limit 1 per deck cards. So I don't want to see this legal, because from those of you who probably remember that, like, you know, when PD or whatever HB deck, when they score Luminal, their win rate goes way up. And that's often the case, right? Like, Luminal was busted, you score Luminal, you get 3 clicks back, and you like just completely out-tempo the runner. And oftentimes the runner's like, well, if that's Luminal, then I'm going to get blown out. But if it's literally any other agenda, like, it's okay. Again, you know, I think some people are like, yeah, we want those abilities in the game because it's going to encourage runners to run and it encourages interaction. And I don't want these abilities in the game because a limit 1 per deck really good card is just a promoter of variance. And let's not do that. So I'm not happy about this, but like, it's fine. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's fair. Like, HB needs the help. HB is like, HB's 5-3 situation is really bad. And like, yeah, like I mean, it's going to help Leo a ton. And potentially other HBs. So that'll do some stuff for, like, it'll definitely give a boost to HB's, rate of play. So I think it's very real. Like, it is what it is. Personally, I think banning Bankar was a bit mean to Anarchs over banning Companions. I agree with that. But I like it, because Bankar is, like, extremely strong, and it opens up the fact that, like, installing Ice just became so much better because of no Bankar. Like, you don't have to worry about Bankar blocking and stuff like that. Leo's already good, though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that. Yeah, like, Leo's already good, and they didn't need Luminal. I can see that. I mean, you probably... I don't know. I think it makes sense. Like, if you want to, like, unban a card to, like, give HB a boost, like, I think it makes sense from that perspective. It just sucks that it had to be Luminal. Poetry with Luminal will be crazy efficient, possibly get +3 turns of installs. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if PD makes a big comeback, though. Yeah, we'll see. I doubt that Luminal is the thing that does it. But yeah. Okay. I need to get moving because rustryder might message me in like 3 minutes and say that he's ready to play. So I'm going to enlist y'all to help me with my deck. So the game that I'm playing against rustryder is using the old ban list. Actually, let me check that that's the case. Yeah, it is. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah, so it's using the old ban list. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm running, is I want to build a deck that's playing Deep Dive, Info Bounty, and Bankar. Okay? It seems like, I think if you stop to think about, like, you know, what I've been doing in terms of in terms of deck choice during the league, and consider the situation, and consider that the ban list has just been dropped, like, if you thought about it for like 5 seconds, you could have probably came to the conclusion that that's what I'm going to do. But that's what we're going to do. So we're going to build a deck with Deep Dive, Info Bounty, and Bankar. I have 2 decks. So the first one that I looked at was like, well, I could just play this in Sable, because Sable's naturally good at deep diving. And you play 1 Deep Dive, you play 2 Bankars, you got the Info Bounties in faction, and then you can put like 2 Steel Skins in there, and like maybe you can play some like Reg Crim with Bankar. And we're going to be hella slow because we lost the Nukas, and we're going to be relying on these Steel Skins and this lie low and these class X for draw. And then I said, hold on, we're not doing that. We're going to play Shaper, because in Shaper I can play more copies of the banned cards. So instead, this is where we're at. Okay, rustryder said 5 minutes, so y'all have 5 minutes to comment, and I maybe need to finish building the deck. For what it's worth, Red Crim with Bankar Steelskin was a good deck last format, but you can't recur the Steelskin, so it might be hard. Yeah, but also I'm trying to like cram Deep Dive in there, and like Deep Dive with Bankar is like hella sus. So we're gonna go with this. I think it's a Rio deck. See, the problem is that Info Bounty's 2 influence and Deep Dive is 5 influence. So like, I think it has to be Shaper just so that we can put 2 copies of each of the other 2 cards in here. I currently don't have a Sentry Breaker, and I'm at 42 cards. So like, we would love to cut down to 40 is one thing on my mind. The Airblade is like really good synergy with Bankar. I think it probably makes sense to just play 1. Just in case we don't find the Bankar, because second Airblade is probably just unnecessary. And then like the Stone Ships are also really good, right? Because the Stone Ships are gonna help us dilute our Deep Dive when we run. Also, like if we play a 40 card deck with 3 Stone Ships, like our consistency is just gonna get smushed in, which is gonna be better. Just so that we can like the goal of this deck is I would like to win, but I would like to win using Deep Dive, Info Bounty, and Bankar. And like, I don't know how Info Bounty is actually going to be used, but it's fine. Load bearing Palangi, yeah, potentially. I mean, like Propeller. There's a lot of like I mean, that's the thing. Like, we don't know what rustryder is going to play. But we do have the Palangi and the Simul chip. It could be like a little too load bearing. You're right. We got the 1x Oiler, which makes a ton of sense, I think. And then we just don't have a Sentry Breaker. Like, there's just not a good Sentry Breaker that we're like that happy to play. Like, we can put an Echelon in, and it's like fine. There isn't another one, right? Like, Living Mural is not it. Nanook is not it. Orca's not it. And that's all of them. So, like, we could play Mayfly is an option. It's an option. You thinking the Stone Ships look bad here because they don't have enough money? Well, potentially. I mean, like, Overclock Bankar, the Telework, maybe we can get some money off Info Bounty. Jackmaid says, is Swift even worth it? That's a good question. I mean, Swift gets us the extra click for the Deep Dive. Right? So we got Pinhole, 3 Overclocks, an Illumination, and a Burner. Fields don't need Illumination. I added this right before I started the stream. You're probably right, but like the possibilities. I can see Lap being better anyway. Are you not worried about losing the Deep Dive to Bankar? We are. We got to deal with it. We are. Airblades maybe can help us with that if we find it, but like we are. I'm wondering about Swift too. I guess for dives it's pretty solid, but I wonder if Hermes Tau is doing enough to set up dives. If run even might just be jailbreak. Is it a Lobby deck? You want me to play Lobby Orca? No. See, okay, so the thing is, Hermes is 3 influence. Right? So, like, we can't put 2 Hermes in this deck because we have to play 2 Bankars and 2 Info Bounties. Right? Info Bounty is bad, yes. But, like, we have to find one and put it on the board. Like, Okay, like that's the limitations that we have to work with here. Is that we have to find a banker and an info bounty and put them on the board. So from there, it doesn't really like we could play a Hermes, but I feel like the Tau is doing enough. You know, I feel like the Tau is doing enough. Maybe Hannah's better than Swift. Buffer drive is something that I thought about, but we can definitely do buffer drive, because you can buffer drive to put the deep dive on top of the deck and then draw it with Stone Ship. That's very, very real. Like Hannah's also 2 influence. Like we could play 1 Hermes. We could play 1 Hermes, 1 buffer drive. Oh yeah, like I could cut the pinhole for a buffer drive. Man, but like, or we could just not lose the deep dives. Right? This is gonna be so bad. Yeah, Pikachu for clicks is very good. Joyride. Yeah, if our endgame combo is buffer drive, deep dive, Bankar, Stone Ship, we're really... I agree with that. I think buffer drive's a little too much. Panto, Hannah, Joyride, 1 info. Panto, Hannah, Joyride, 1 info. Okay, okay. No Joyride, I think. But I think Panto... We can work with Panto and Hannah. Because the Hannah with Pikachu is, like, very real. Alright, let's do that. So, let's play 2 Hannahs and 2 Pantos, which is just adding cards into the deck. We could play 1 Hannah. I think we like the Hannahs, though. And then we could add another card and just play Lat. We don't want the Illumination? Sure. We could add another card and just play Lat, honestly. Maybe that's actually just fine. Yeah, okay, we're gonna draw cards and like just add another card and play Lat. Play Bling and deep dive when Bling draws it. I love that. Panto, Hannah, and another Pikachu. Cupulation's also really strong deep dive. It is, yeah. I don't mean this to be rude in any way, but if you dislike the addition of variance so much, why play a card game at all? It's just a matter of you wanting there to be X variance. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's right. Like, the thing is, like, you're right. Like, you know, there's variance in all card games just because you shuffle your deck. But, like, I think, like, in Netrunner, you can manage a lot of variance by... You know, if you get a draw or get a draw that you don't want, like you can play your cards and you can click to draw and you can click for credits and you can run with the basic action card, and that is like I think just like the more time that you're given in a game, the more opportunities you have to manage variance, and then like the stronger the card pools are, the faster the game usually goes, and then the less time you have to manage variance. So like a lot of the times games get decided on your draw, and the lower the power level, the less so that's the case. Cut info for Cup and Lat. Oh gosh, guys, we can't cut info bounty. We can't do it. If lat third Nuka over third ritual. Actually, no, definitely not. You want to play ritual instead of Nuka. Why are you here if you haven't taken your turn yet? You're talking about Brandon? I haven't. I messaged him actually. I messaged him 2 hours ago, saying that I was free for an hour before my stream, and he did not respond. So I did my due diligence. What was I thinking here? We want another Pikachu? It's possible. Is Ritual 2 Nukas good enough? Yeah, I think it is. Right? I think this is fine. I mean, oh man, with Lat we probably want to play like Unity now. Do we play Unity? We're gonna play Unity. The deck has gotten a little slower, but like the Unity is like something we can throw into the board rather than like Euler being something we want to use on a specific turn. Oh man, I missed a bunch of stuff. More Airblades, maybe? Yeah. Did I pronounce it Pikachu? Pikachu? CHAO. But you can call it Pikachu sometimes as well. We need to get the game back moving along. Augustus Crash to serve the number of spin-off games he's making. That's true. There was a suggestion in here that I liked earlier. But yeah, I think maybe second. Honestly, like second Palangi is a thing. Right? Like second Palangi and we just like break with Propeller is like very real. I'm gonna play a second Airblade and play a second Palangi. Because this is like Palangi Propeller is like very old school. I mean, it's not even old school. It's like that's like 2 years ago, but it was like extremely strong. Just Palangi Propeller gets you through a lot of stuff. We're probably gonna have to search for this. I could see playing another one of the Pikachus as well because like it synergizes with Hannah. There was like that mention of like when we were Tau, we could Tau the Pikachu over to a remote and then Hannah through it. It's a little dreamy, but it's real. And then like third telework is a thing. Probably don't need the burner, but we'll keep it in. This seems fine, right? Yeah, it seems fine. All right. Okay, I'm going to wait another 1 minute so I can catch up on chat, and then I'm going to let Rustryder know I'm ready. I guess that makes sense, but isn't that a really runner-favored mindset? Runners primarily collapse variants and corpse create it, so there needs to be enough variance creation corp side for real games. Runners collapse variants and corpse create it. I guess I don't think of the game that way. That's not wrong. That's not wrong. Yeah, I don't know. That's yeah, that's not wrong. Like, I guess it's a really runner favored mindset. Like, I guess I'm more like towards the manner in which like a corpse can win games in a non-variance way too. That it just means that you don't have like very high-powered cards that do a very specific thing. And if multiple cards can do a similar thing that are a little lower power, then the corp deck becomes more predictable, which is good for the corp, but also good for the runner. I guess I don't know how to put it into words, but there's definitely two. It's definitely two valid ways of looking at it. But I think your first comment is like Radish. I think your first comment is right. Like, there's like a certain amount of variance that I want, and like having very specific cards that do very specific high-powered things is like not something that I want, because it makes the variance of the card game worse than the basic variance of a card game. Because if you find that very high-powered card, then we're in the top of the range, and if you don't, you're at the bottom of the range, and the range is very big. Chromatophora seems better than Second Pongi. I can see that. It's not a Pinhole deck. Yeah, I mean, Pinhole gets rid of a central upgrade, but yeah, I guess Pinhole seems a lot less necessary now that the Swift is gone. 2 Panto to 1 DZ, 1 Panto. That's true. Good suggestion. Elevation is a weird set to me because the cards generally are even and well designed, and the IDs are jank and vary so wildly in power level. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I don't know. I think I like the idea behind AUCO of just like throwing out a card is a downside. Like, you're going through a lot of cards, so your agenda density is going to go up. There's just a little too much like synergy with that. Like chucking something into the bin and that being an upside is, I think, is just on the wrong side of where the balance I'd like it to be, because like I think right now the AUCO trigger is just pure upside, and like the downside that I think was the intention doesn't exist. But 1 DZ, 1 Panto, very, very good suggestion. Thank you for that. Okay, we're gonna run with this. Let's see what happens. Okay, I've just messaged rustryder that I'm good to go. I'm gonna get this set up here, so we're gonna go new corp deck. Nope, new runner deck. As y'all can see, I've not played this. Oh. Okay, it's gonna have to be casual. And then it's gonna be casual. And we're gonna go create. There it is. Let's get this. Okay. I think I have a very similar mindset concerning variance. I do like high-powered cards, though, which sometimes generate variance, draw it or don't draw it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's what I was like talking about with touch-ups. Is like it's too much variance in one card, and in addition to the idea that like it's a kill combo card that you often will only play one of in out of faction, but it's like a very potent kill combo card. I think it's not about liking zero variants over more variants. Exactly. Elevation would have been an amazing standalone set. The card choice to put in an evergreen set are weird, though. Personally, my problem with Aoku is more it gets a million counters regardless if you interact or not. Petty Cash the design force behind like 5 of the IDs. I agree. That is like kind of surprising. All right, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat later. Okay, here we go. We're against Ayuko, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. But we're let, and we have card draw. So maybe it's fine. We're going to move the stuff down here because there's probably going to be remotes. Is it open deck lists? Jai? Wenjong? Is it open deck lists? I don't remember. I didn't play open deck lists in my 2 cut games against Ziat and against Wenjong. I definitely did not look at a deck list during those games, and I did not give a deck list out. My cut games against Wenjong and Ziat, we did not do open deck lists. But it wasn't a conscious choice. I just never asked, and it never came up. I don't. Jai says it's open lists. Oh, okay. I played mine non-open until Jai said something. Oh. Jai said I played open versus Rusty and Ugg. Lamau, Lorea's crying right now. I don't see Lorea in the chat. Let's keep it simple and play closed. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a bit better for the corp if we don't play open list, but it's fine. Like our combo deck should have earned us the closed list privilege. Is it though? I don't know. Like, is that that big of a deal? This hand is good, right? We open with a ritual. We're gonna set up this Hannah. We got an SMC and a propeller, which means we have Palangi propeller on the board very early, and then hopefully we can ritual into an info bounty, and we can get value out of that. I'm so this is not gonna go well. Oh man, like we're gonna be in the mid game, and y'all are gonna hear me go like, "Oh my god, what do we do?" Because we have like all these cards in my hand that I don't want to lose, and we have Bankar that we don't want to use, and we're just gonna like find a way to die. He says, now I think about transfer of wealth. Exactly. Okay. AUCO. So there's a cohort on the board, right? Nice. Okay. And we got the ritual for next turn as well. So I mean we definitely just do nothing, right? We go like info Hannah. I mean we could Hannah and then run. Hannah run credit info, like that could be a line. Did he keep? He mulliganed. One of these cards should be cohort. It's just a matter of which one. Let's check one. Why not? Okay. It's not a... No. What the heck? Oh. We ran the wrong one. Man. No. If I hit the cohort, we would have trashed it, clicked for a credit, installed info bounty. That's so bad. Oh. Literally any other card in my hand I would have been okay with. Like, Ritual would have sucked, but like... Oh. No. What do you do there? There's nothing we can do there. We could have left the board and just installed the info bounty. Oh, we should have done that, hey. Man. Okay, draw the other info bounty. Come on. That's why we have 2 in the deck. Oh, that sucks so much. Like, the dream of having Bankar and info bounty on the board and playing a deep dive has just taken a huge hit. Yeah, we could have just left the board. I don't know. This is probably okay though. Sting. I mean, an agenda's fine. Like we're gonna steal 7 points with the deep dive and win the game. So having 1 point means we only need to find 6. But we're gonna lose a bunch of money. Yeah, I mean, info bounty is not good. So maybe it's better for us that it got hit, but I can't say that because we put it in the deck, so we gotta use it. And we're ducking lat draw again, which sucks. There's the gamble. That's very good. So this is just credit. Well, Yeah, it could be credit SMC, pitch the other SMC. It's probably fine. We're gonna do that for tempo. The second SMC is probably not necessary, just because we've got Palangi and Propeller in hand. So like this SMC is probably gonna be used for Pikachu, and then, or like maybe we use it for Echelon, and maybe we actually wanted the second SMC. But this is like if we install any other card, it's gonna get us so much further away from playing this gamble. Whereas like next time I want to go like gamble, credit gamble, DZMZ, install some other card like the Propeller, and then maybe we can lat draw it too. Install another card. Do it. Wow. God. All right. I mean, I guess I'm drawing. That's beautiful. Okay. No Ayuko triggers, so the deck's going slow. That's good. We're scared of Regenesis, maybe? Could be a Regenesis on the board. Like in the bin that we just threw out. Like it could have been like Hansi Regenesis install spin, and there's a Hansi Fuji install spin, there's a Regenesis in server 3. But we were not in position to contest it, so it's okay. Also, it is now 5 o'clock, and I haven't gotten my FedEx delivery of my passport yet, which is very concerning. A request was made to change this delivery date. What do you mean? Oh my god. Draw, install. Okay, we're gonna get this lat draw. What do we have on the board here? It's just traps and Reaper functions? I don't know. Do we run? No. Do we die to 2 Reapers? We do. Ooh. I guess we run. Alright. I'll check the new card, I think. It could be Reaper in server 4. Like, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Oh. Oh, they're just all Bladderworts. That's fine. Okay, well, I mean, we died at Double Reaper. Like, that's fine. There it is. Oh, it can't be Double Reaper, because he would have to res a Spin Doctor to... Yeah. But that sucks. But this is okay. This is perfect. Like, we're playing, like, a slow Shaper deck that's trying to deep dive, and he's playing Bladderwort, which is really good. So, like, that means, like, his deck is going to be very slow now because he's not poor. And we are not going to give him opportunities to get poor until much later when we set up our deep dive. So, like, we just need to draw here. We've not gotten a lat draw, and we've taken 4 turns, and our ID has done nothing. But if we were Tau, our ID would also have been done nothing. So, like, it's okay. Okay, I've gotten permission from rustryder to read chat while I play, which is just going to be easier on me in terms of not having to just being able to interact and not having to go through it afterwards and try to figure out timestamps and stuff like that. So I am going to follow chat now. It's banned cards lat, yes. Combo deck in shambles. High influence hit points. Did we put in a killer to deal with the damage sentry faction? Yes, we have a 1x echelon. Can I ask how things went today? You're talking about my exam. It was my solicitor's exam. It was fine. I probably passed, but like, I don't know. I can see it being awkward. Like it could have been close, but I probably passed. Okay, what are we doing? We're advancing. Holy smokes. Okay. What? So this turn is draw, draw, run, run, run. And we're fine. Yeah, okay. So we go draw, run R&D. Hopefully we don't steal, but like if we steal, that's fine. If we steal, then we're not... I probably still have to trash the FUT. No can do. And then we trash this, trash the front company, and click the telework. No Azamat does suck. But no AUCO counter, like, we're doing okay. We're doing very okay. Man, I'm gonna have to like contact FedEx after this stream because the update for my passport, which was supposed to arrive sometime before 6 minutes ago, has not arrived, and it says that a request was made to change this delivery date. Delivery exception. A request was made to change this delivery date. A request by whom, made where? Doesn't say. That's a problem. Advance, okay. What is that? Well, I could just run that. Like, I have Propeller, Palangi, Overclock in hand. Like, we don't even need the Overclock. And we have Airblade as well. Like, we're so safe. One Azamat would have been a great choice. Yeah, it didn't fit the deck too well. Exactly, yeah, I don't want to... We're playing a weird combo deck. Like, we don't have time for tech. I mean, I definitely just go install, install, run, right? I can draw a card and then go install, install, run with Hannah, have a click left after, and we don't even need to play this overclock. Like, everything costs us barely any money. If I play the overclock, I can get the echelon. See how they run vibe. Yeah, exactly. No, that's it's all good. I mean, y'all can comment. I mean, there is a chance that you say something that I didn't think about. Um, but it is it's unlikely. I'm definitely gonna run. It's just like, do I overclock? I don't die to anemone, but I would. But yeah, like we have airblades, so like we're so safe. I guess we draw first all the time. Okay, that's. We wouldn't install that now, unfortunately. So this is just this, and then I just run. And I guess we don't overclock because we get Hana value. And then like anemone hurts. Oh, I mean it doesn't because we can airblades it, so it's okay. There's nothing we can't get in here. There it is. Okay. So this is always what we're doing. And we steal this. See how they run? There's a FUT. Yeah, okay. Sure. I probably should prevent all of it because it prevents an AUCO counter. I think so. I think so. We're just gonna prevent all of this, and then like our deep dive plan is in shambles, but like it's okay. Did we put in a second airblades? We did. Oh my god, yes. We have a second airblades in this deck, so that's beautiful. We're definitely installing the stone ship, I think. Like we could try to like overclock the FUT, but is that necessary? It's not. We'd trash the Bladderwort too. We'll just chill. We'll just chill. Burner's fine. We could try to trash the FUT. That was like a reasonable turn to try to do that. But the problem is that like he's got $4. He can res the ice. That triggers the Bladderwort. Like there's so many bad things that can happen there. So it's like probably not something we want to do. We'll just like let the FUT live because there's ice in front of it. We probably do want to trash this Bladderwort though, because he's dipping a little low on credits. 2x Airblade seems amazing now. Exactly. We have 2 Airblades and dive often wins. That's true, yeah. A little proud to have suggested the additional Airblade. Yeah, no, the Airblade, we haven't found Bankar yet. Bankar would be pretty good here, hey? Airblade's next on Banlist. You heard it here first. Man. Airblades is like... I think it's unfortunate that, like, there's a lot of ice that... The strength of the ice is on the when encountered ability. I guess less so than it was in the past. But, like, stuff like Tollbooth and Data Raven, like, we have Funhouse, obviously. I guess there's not... Like, Master Chesvo... and is a big one ish. I guess there's nothing that as egregious as Funhouse, but like just the idea that like Airblades can just like shut that off is probably like a little too like swingy of a card. But like it's fine. Okay, I probably want to just trash this Bladderwort and do nothing. Right? And we're not going to get a lat draw, which sucks. But we will draw. Like, we'll just wheels the Bladderwort, install Unity, and take 2 credits. And take 1 credit and draw another card. Probably do that. Sure. Because this Bladderwort's definitely triggering on his turn, right? So we're gonna get rid of it. And then take $1. Probably just install the Simul chip. We could install the Pikachu on HQ. That's like a little pressure. But like it should just be the simul chip. I wouldn't give the bladderwort trigger here either. I've cried for that so hard for data loop. Say, yeah, data loop, which is gone now. Seeing Bato means we don't want to kill the bladderwort since money matters. So it means we do want to kill the bladderwort. Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess Bato existing in the deck does mean that like he's got ways of spending money, because there's ways that you can build an AU where it's just like you're just playing like diviners and tithes and tatibolas. So you can actually just have your econ run away and you don't get to trigger bladders. I feel like Airblades and Stone Ships are both cards designed to solve specific problems that arguably solves those problems too well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. Airblades, Airblade and Stone Ship. I agree with that. We've moved more to static and on-res effects. Yeah, in general we have. Yeah, I guess I don't really know if I like that better or not, but that is a fact. Overclock Bladderwort, I think we can get more value out of that. Like for example, like overclocking the FOT now is very real, with the Propeller, the Palangi, the SMC, and the $3 that we need to spend to trash the FOT. 3 cards in hand now as well. I probably go credit, overclock. Leaves me with a click left so that we can Hana something if we want to, depending on how much money we have. Or we could like install a simul chip and gives us some flexibility for lat draw. So we're gonna go credit, overclock, server 8. And this just like ensures that we can trash. But it's a Tatu, so we can... Guess what are we doing here? We're gonna break and then spend 3 on the FOT, and that's gonna be the end of that? Or are we gonna try to SMC for something? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting a $1 discount, which I don't think we need, so we're just gonna break and trash with overclock money. Hana looks really smart now too. It does. It so does. And like Propeller Palangi is so good into this situation, because like you can break Botos, you can break Simax, and then you can Palangi stuff into your barrier. So like it's so strong. And then we just simul chip. I could check one of these. They were installed before. I'm tempted to check. Like, it is just free info, right? Unless we take some damage. But, like, the damage that we take right now is, like, okay. So, let's just check one. Last time we did this, we regretted it. We'll check the inner one again. Don't know why. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's just good to know. And then we'll just put the simul chip on the board. We could put the Pikachu on the board, but... simul chip's going to be better most of the time, I think. If they res spin, I am going to pop the Stone Ship to match it. Oh, if we ran the spin, then we would have been able to draw and then lat draw and keep the Stone Ship, which sucks. There is a good argument for keeping the Stone Ship, so I don't die. There's 2 more Stone Ships in the deck, and we kind of need to keep our draw going. Otherwise, we're just going to have to click for draws, and our econ is hurting quite a bit, so I think we have to use the Stone Ship there. The silly deck is perfectly teched. World Chip differences. Sting gives an Ayuko counter. I don't like checking. That's true. It does. And then they get to draw. They trigger their Ayuko. I thought about that. The thing is, like, it gets us to 5 points. And we take 1 damage, which means we can, like, click for a credit and get our lat draw to match. And we don't have to spend the $1 to install the simul chip. So it felt kind of fine for me to steal Sting. It just meant that like I have to keep my cards up so that the third sting doesn't kill me, and it seems okay to steal a sting there and just go to 5 points. Deep dive in hand now means that we can go for that. Not next turn, because we just don't have the money to play deep dive. But potentially the turn after. This Bato can be broken with SMC into Propeller or Simulchip the Propeller. Both works. We're probably going to like overclock and then SMC Propeller break. Alternatively, I can install the Unity and then overclock and then break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not pretty either. You just overclock the remote here, right? Yeah, likely. Because it looks like there's a scoring opportunity. But the thing is, like, it's not even that, because I could just click for 2 credits and run and simulchip and break. So like, I definitely will just run server 3 here, but like, it's not clear that I actually have to. Okay. Like, the thing is, like, yeah, it's not clear that we have to at all, because it could just be cohort. Like, what are they doing, right? Like, they're gonna score, see how they run. We probably have to trash the moon pool. Which is just, like, not pretty to do. But, like, okay, what is this? So we go, like, credit, wheels the spin, overclock. So we go to 4, we pay 1, we have 5 and 3, which means we can SMC Propeller. We can SMC Propeller break, and then we have the DZMZ trigger, which I forgot about. And that's exactly all our money, which leaves us with 3 credits to trash. I guess that's what we're doing. This is not an agenda, though. Like, okay, it could be because of the moon pool on the board. It could be. But it, like, really shouldn't be. But it could be. Okay, I guess we're always doing this. So let's start with that. Simply money up and discard Pikachu Chow can just be deep dive next turn. Yeah, exactly. We still prioritizing bank our info over winning. It's true. There's almost certainly anemone. I don't like considering dive at all. That's also true, yeah. Okay, so he's letting us trash, which makes a lot of sense. There isn't a need to trash, because there's a moon pool on the board, there's a spin doctor, like, whatever the face downs are, he's gonna have... yeah, so, okay, so I guess we're always leaving this, and then we're gonna overclock server 3. And we just pop this for another propeller. That costs us 0. And then we're going to break. And we steal a Regenesis. There it is. There it is. We had all of this, like, 2 of those. You know that ain't right. 2 of the propellers. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how many we have. He has no idea. Man, we had all these grandiose ideas of Bankar, Info Bounty, and Deep Dive, and now we're playing none of those cards. And we're just playing the game. Which is fine. So, okay, I think this is actually a decent illustration of what I was talking about. Although it's like, it has nothing to do with the cards themselves, and just like an illustration of the idea is that like in games like this where it's like, well, like my deck doesn't really work, but I can still just like play good Netrunner and respond to threats and break servers and make good run decisions and try to manage my econ even though it's been very limited and like still get into a decent position. And it's like my deck doesn't have to work. And I think like in situations like this where it's like, okay, my deck doesn't have to work and I can like win games without my deck working. In terms of like, I don't need to have like a very specific plan of like, this is how I like this combination of cards is how I win the game. I think those games are the funnest, and those types of decks are the funnest. Because I can like respond to the corp or respond to my opponent. If I'm corp, I can respond to the runner, and figure it out. And like it lets you fight out of scrappy situations. Whereas like if you think about like if the power level of the game is super high, and like the basic action card is just not good enough, like clicking to draw, clicking for credits is just like you're just miles off. Like it should always be worse than playing the cards in your deck, but it shouldn't be too far off. Because if it's too far off, then it's like, well, like you got to draw your cards in the right order, and you have to play your deck the way that you had envisioned the combo to go. And then if you can't do that, then you're like not going to win. Again, I don't know how that translates to exactly what has gone on here, but it's an illustration of the idea. Overclock's just the best shaper card. Overclock is a very good shaper card, yeah. We lost Trick Shot, exactly. If we had Coalescence in the deck, the sports do feel a lot better. 100%. Runners shouldn't be stuck putting out fires the whole game. That's true. Although, like, I guess that's a matter of, like, I enjoy playing, like, the runner that's wandering around and putting out fires. But I understand that's not for everyone. Draw a card, install. Okay. So he's expecting me to wheel server 11. Right? All the time. This burner's not going to do anything until we get... Like, burner's just not going to do anything this game, because I have to, like, rid the board of spin doctors and moon pools. We need more econ. There's no more there's, like, so little econ in this deck. I think we just trashed the moon pool. We just trash the moon pool, click for 3, do nothing. Is there really another Regenesis here? Maybe. Maybe there is. But like we install this Bankar? Gosh. Like I could install Bankar, put the Pikachu on HQ, and take 2 credits. I'd be at 1. And I get a lat draw. And it's just going to, like, accelerate a little bit. Let's start with this. Let's see if he wants to use this. I think we have to trash this, though. Which sucks a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I think we do have to trash that. And then I just like click for 2 credits, install Bankar, install Pikachu. We're just like cycling our cards a little bit. The Bankar's not going to do anything though. Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay, this is fine. We're doing it. We have to put the Bankar on the board. It's fine. We can't dive next turn. I was about to joke Bankar after you lost the info bounty. Bankar might do something at some point. It'll be thrown in net damage. Yeah. I think the Tatu's on archive, so Bankar might do something. Yeah, that would make sense. But like, we could just break Tatu with $1 though. Okay, Spin Doctor. No Regenesis. That's what we want to see, right? There's an agenda in the bin, but also he just popped the spin for 2 non-agendas, so there should be a Regenesis in server 8. Unless there's a moon pool in server 8 or server 11, where right, okay, so I guess there's no Regenesis, which is very good. Because clearly we like ran and stole a Regenesis last turn through the Balto, and he put another card on the board, and we didn't run. So like, there should be a 2 or 3 pointer in the bin right now, but he didn't find a Regenesis, and like we've been able to manage his Ayuko counters really well. Which has compensated for the fact that we've been hella slow. Somehow has compensated for it. We have 5 points, so they have 9. Yeah, found agendas on the board. He was trying to score, and I mean, Palangi Propeller did a lot. It was mainly Palangi Propeller. Is this no Ayuko all game? Ayuko triggered twice. Hansane to steal Sting, and I think it triggered again, did it not? Or maybe it triggered once, and they got 3 counters total. I could just Bankar that. Do I do it? No, right? I mean, it's definitely just draw, click for 3 credits here. Which means we're gonna Bankar server 11 and be funny, but we'll Bankar server 3 just because like we could draw like Airblades, but even then we don't do it. Hannah, and then we click for 3. Okay. Stone Ship is good. We can take 1 more turn setting up by installing the Stone Ship, and maybe we can top deck this other Airblades. And then we can win with a deep dive. And if server 3 is not a Regenesis and it's not cohort, then he is in deep trouble. We have to worry about like kill combos now, because there's 3 unknown cards on the board. Oh, I could have Hannah'd server 11. I probably should have done that, hey? Did somebody point that out? Did I say hella? I say that. Don't want to check server 11 for free. Yeah. I should have. I definitely should have checked server 11 for free. Yeah. People are pointing it out now. Yeah, I definitely should have. Because yeah, we are scared of like moon pool, Reaper, touch ups, end of the line. Lots of things can kill us. So next turn we're definitely going Stone Ship and then Hannah, and then we have 3 clicks where we can draw back up and figure it out. But like I imagine he's going to install more things here because there's nothing on the board that he has rezzed. So I don't know what's going on. But I definitely should have checked server 11. But, well, the thing is, like, like maybe it just causes complications because we take damage. Like, maybe he plays Urtica Cypher. But we're not going to think about that now, are we? Petty cache in the bin. Uh-oh. Don't do it. No! No. So sad. Okay, well, I mean, now we're going to check server 11. But fair play. Could have ran and stolen that. That was desperately needed. It was. But now we're okay, right? Like, now we check, we're install StoneShip, check server 11, click for 3 credits, get a lat draw, and now we're set up to Bankar. Sorry, set up to deep dive. Because Simulchip with the Palangis, he's got $8. Right? Pretty sure we can make that happen. Don't think we need the Unity. It's tough. It's probably just some asset you don't want to trash. Yeah, exactly. Like Moonpool, but the problem is like, ugh. Like now that he's done that, it's gotten a lot closer. Thing is, like, we couldn't check because, like, yeah, he drew up and then yeah, I don't know. We lose if server 8 is a Regenesis, but it really shouldn't be. We'll bank our HQ. We're gonna install a StoneShip and then Hannah server 11. It is Moonpool. He thought about it too. He did think about it. I don't think we can trash this. Like, I think we have to try to deep dive next turn. Like, I want to have that option open at least. So we're going to leave this. We could lose, but we're going to leave it. Drawing Propeller into hand is fine, I guess. It means that when we simulchip our propeller, we're going to have to trash the other propeller. And then we can just break barriers. Maybe we can't deep dive, and we're just, like, too hopeful. Game's taken a turn because of Regenesis, as it does. Sure. Okay, so we lose next turn to Moonpool and 3 agendas in hand. Hitting Unity. That's good, actually. That's really good. So we definitely just bank our HQ and we just hit HQ a bunch. Right? Hannah server 12. We just ignore this FUT. And just, like, YOLO into HQ. And we have StoneShip to draw back up. We're probably not going to make it all the way. We could Hannah server 12 and then pinhole the FUT, but we still lose to a fast advance. So we just have to run here. So we're going to go HQ. And we're not going to burn her, because that doesn't make sense. We'll just check this. Sure. That's fine. And then we're going to close our eyes and run HQ. I could install Propeller first, but I think it's okay. Like, there should just be a 2-pointer in hand, right? Like, we might just win by just running HQ a bunch of times. That might be the plan instead of deep diving. Ice protecting HQ. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is what I remembered being the case, was that the ice on archives and the ice on R&D was installed on the same turn. So one of them is the tattoo that we saw, and the other one is something that we don't know. You have an additional click too because of Hannah and Pikachu. Yeah, definitely. I feel like with 5 credits we can just dive and find the win if we can survive. Yeah. Do we stone ship now to see if we have 2 dive to try to win? We'll stone ship when we absolutely have to. We just need to find Tattoo last and dive. Exactly. Yeah, we need to find Tattoo last and dive. That's exactly right. Okay, let's gain this click. Oh. The Pikachu gets added to hand. That was a misplay. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. Hannah doesn't mess this up. Yeah, it doesn't. We gain the click before we run, so it's fine, actually. I thought the ordering mattered, but it doesn't. Okay. That's an agenda. Which is very good. We lost the deep dive. We definitely just run back into HQ because it's clickless. Right? Like, at this point, we'll just see another card. And then we could consider running R&D and archives, but, like, we might as well run HQ just because it's clickless. And he chose not to res. Also, like, running R&D and archives only works if we can stone ship into a thing. So let's run HQ again. Pretty sure this is just the line. Pretty sure we're just running HQ. And then we're just going to run R&D. We're just going to steal agendas. Gain click. Add it to hand. Plus HP. Good combo. Tattoo. Okay. Okay, so I guess now we're going to pop this stone ship to figure out if we're going to try to deep dive or not. Alternatively, we can just trash the moon pool. Probably should just trash the moon pool. Right? Like, last click has to be spent trashing moon pool. Okay, let's draw 2 cards. Gamble's really good. Okay, well, no deep dive. I think we just force a Tattoo res, and then we run and trash the moon pool after gamble. I think that seems okay. Like, if they res Anemone here, that's really weird, right? And if we, like, lose our gamble because of it, I could just gamble, run moon pool. No, because I think he thinks that he has to protect against deep dive. So we're going to play to that. Yeah, so we're going to run R&D. I think the Tattoo should be on R&D. The Tattoo should be on R&D. So we're going to run, yeah, we're going to run R&D. I think this is Tattoo. He's going to res, and we're going to bounce. Okay, right. So here's the Tattoo. So we're going to bounce. Because he's got $3 now, which is no longer enough, right? So we can gamble, trash the Bladderwort, trash the thing. And, like, face down Petty Cash from the bin is technically enough, but that is okay. We don't get a lat draw here. We could, like, pop the Hannah. Thinking. Okay. We could pop the Hannah. Like, should we draw another card? Because, like, we can pop the Hannah, install new Hannah, gamble. So that gets us to 4 clicks. Sorry, pop Hannah goes us to 4 clicks. gamble, go back to 3 clicks, install Hana, go to 2 clicks, and that lets us check the 2 cards and also get a run-in on HQ. Okay, let's start with this. Because he might just pop this, and that might change my decision here. But we might pop the Hana, install new Hana, and then Hana... we'll have to do the math again to see if that's actually worth it. You can pinhole to get the lat draw, that's true. But we could just run here. Yeah, so he's thinking about this. This is a real choice. So he's going to go broke. Which means this HQ run is now definitely fine. He's going to shuffle a Blood in the Water and a Sting back in the deck, so that's good to know. Declines to trash any cards from HQ, that's also good to know. And double advances the Tattoo. So we can trash the Fat now. And we can trash the Bladderwort, but also we don't need to trash the Bladderwort because he has no money. Oh, we can't trash the Fat because there's a Boto in front of it. So actually, we just install Propeller now and just lat draw. Alternatively, we could pinhole the Fat. Do I care about the Fat? Or should I just Propeller? Like, we definitely just win by just, like, accessing cards, right? So I think we just install Propeller. And we just leave the Fat. And next turn, we're just going to let the Fat tick. And that seems fine. I don't really want to spend $4 and trash the Fat. Oh, why am I thinking about Fat? I have 6 points. It's just... The Fat does exactly damage because of Hybrid Release. Okay, I'm silly. I'm very, very silly. So we're installing Propeller. And then lat drawing. Very, very silly. Why was I talking about Fat? Have I been roasted already in chat because of that? Oh, Pinhole Fat was in there. Yeah, the Fat doesn't matter at all. That is right. I was thinking about it hard, but the Fat definitely doesn't matter at all. Okay, so if I didn't draw a Deep Dive, there's still 2 Deep Dives left in the deck and an Info Bounty. But there's no card draw in our hand. We have 11 credits, which is, like, comfortable. And he's definitely just going to click for 3 here, which means we're going to go Hammer HQ and then Hana and trash the Bladderwort and get a lat draw. That's the objective this turn. Get as many runs in as we can on HQ and trash the Bladderwort and lat draw. We probably are going to check server 8 now as well. So we will Bankar HQ. The thing is, we don't actually want to break Tattoo, so we're actually just going to go no server on the Bankar. Because we want to bounce off a Tattoo. Installing Pikachu on HQ is just value. So we're doing that. And then we're just going to Hammer HQ. We'll just start with that. And then we can Hana, we can run server 12, run server 8, figure it out. This is going to improve our accesses a little bit. But I think it's largely unnecessary. But it also means that server 8 is definitely a cohort. But I think we're just going to leave this. We'll run back because it's free. So we spent 1 click to see 2 cards in HQ. It's probably worth it. We saw the same cohort twice. That sucks. We're going to run server 8 now. If this is Tattoo, we bounce. Okay. It's another Bladderwort. That sucks too. That's okay. And then we're gonna trash the one in server 12. We're gonna install telework and click telework. This is okay. Airblades isn't irrelevant. I mean, it's good, probably. Maybe not. It's gonna block Anemone, but like we need to find this deep dive. We don't have any clicks to draw for it. We just need to keep running and getting accesses. There's probably like an agenda in archives because he did trigger. Oh, he didn't trigger AU. Of course he didn't. Yeah, but he might trigger AU now. So we'll have to monitor the agendas in archive situation because once he gets to $4, he can moonpool and fast advance out. So we got to be careful about that. Petty cache install 3 times. No petty cache on 2 credits. That's right. Challenge arc. Yeah, there's one more face down in archives. So like, we'll likely run it at some point. And it's probably going to be when we have to. Probably should have trashed. I'm kind of regretting not trashing the. But the thing is, like, trashing the cohort also messes up our lat draw. So we don't love that. No deep dive in hand. We lost it to the fat damage. Unlucky. Installing a bunch of new cards. Maybe this is when we double Hannah and take a credit. Okay, so that's not 4 credits, but it is petty cash from bin. Again, we don't want to Bankar because any Tatu res is bad for him. We don't want to make it good. And then one of these is just cohort, right? But like, I guess we'll start by checking. I mean, we can go like check. Oh, double Hannah doesn't actually. It's just unnecessary. Well, double Hannah cycles our cards, right? Wait, thinking. Is double Hannah legit? Install Hannah, click Hannah is just right. So we're actually just like gaining a click for 2 credits. So we're paying 2 credits and a card out of our hand to gain a click. Do I want to pay 2 credits to gain a click and a card out of my hand, which means we can cycle our cards a little bit better? Probably, right? Because we probably like install Hannah with the 2 runs and a telework click, and we install Pikachu on HQ, run HQ, and then we just don't make the second run with the Pikachu, and that gets us our lat draw. What is that? 4 clicks, click 1, click 2, and then we have 2 clicks after that, which could be a check on archives, or it could just be hammering HQ. Or we just take a credit. Should I install the Airblades first? Maybe. Oh, Airblades, Hannah, Pikachu, draw gets us there. This seems okay. Let's do this. There's a reason to Airblade install, just use it to bank art. Yeah, exactly. Like with the especially if we find a dive. Shuffle Bladder Art Moonpool back in. Okay, so there's no There's still a face down card in there, which is a little scary. I think we just pop this. I'm just gonna pop this. Oh no, it doesn't make sense anymore because of the situation now. So if I go draw, Pikachu HQ, run HQ twice, and then run the remote last click. If I go draw, Pikachu, run, it's not going to leave me with enough clicks to click the telework, which is not ideal. I think that's okay. I probably shouldn't have drawn, because we could get screwed here by an ice, actually. Yeah, I shouldn't have drawn. That was bad. That was really bad. But at least his money is still bad, right? Like it could just be like, is there a way we lose here? No, I don't think so. Well, he is rezzing. It's a scatter field. Okay. That's really good for me. So server 13 is a cohort. And this just costs us money to break. Costs us $3 if we want a simulchip. Costs us 2 counters and $2 if we don't want a simulchip. Well, we're going to use the Palangi because the Palangi's once per turn, so we'll just save $1 here. We're going to make it into a barrier. We're going to break. And then we're going to win. Give me goodie. Now, I was going to run again and pick up the Pikachu, but now I just draw and lat draw. There's the deep dive. Okay. He's got $0. It's coming together. It's coming together. Echelon's better in bin than hand, right? That's correct. But we should be okay either way. Oh my goodness, this game is taking so long that Fa's home. Hi, I'm streaming right now. I'm up against rustryder in the finals, and I'm playing all the banned cards in this stupid lat deck. And we are winning.
All of the banned cards?
We're playing all the banned cards that were recently banned, yes.
Okay, it's a bank call that?
We got Bankar, Info Bounty, and Deep Dive.
Oh boy, okay.
Will the Info Bounty do anything? That's a good question. It's not, unfortunately. Okay, well, I mean, now we win, right? We run archives, we run HQ, we run R&D, we win. There's like no way we don't win. Right? We got an Airblades on the board. We have Bankar. Right, so we got to run archives first. Right? Double check. Yeah? Think so. Run archives first. What could this be? Whatever it is, we can Palangi. Because we can Bankar through HQ. Yeah. Are we about to win with Deep Dive and Bankar? Unfortunately, Info Bounty's in our hand, and it's not going to be installed. Oh my god, it was a petty cache in the bin. You sneaky bastard. You could have had me too if you had the cards. Wow. Look at that. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Okay, we run HQ. We're going to Bankar. We're going to Airblades. Fire. Airblade. Airblade. We might check something on the board with Hannah. Is there a why not? There isn't a need, is the thing. Hansei, okay. Okay. So now we run R&D. Oh, I don't even need to pop Hannah. We run R&D and deep dive, and then we figure it out after. It's happening. It's all coming together. That's right. Are we willing to waste a click and 2 credits with the chance of deep dive miss when the grand finals are on the line? Hopefully. So, do we play info before a deep dive? Oh. True. Can we say hello to Shine Bar before we hit the dive? We can definitely say hello to Shine Bar. Do I do it? I gotta, right? Okay, I have to do this. It's BM, but I have to. I know you will understand. We don't check the board. Don't worry about it. Nice. Very good. And we'll take the Regenesis. We did it.
I'm proud of you.
We did it. Install the info for the culture. That's right. Oh my goodness. We did it. It's not for money, but it's for the side/main quest. That's right. Oh man. Yeah, I had to build this to make the finishing touches to this deck. Thing is, like, if we don't win there, like, it's pretty awkward as to what we do. It's 2 cohorts. I mean, it makes sense that server 13's a cohort because we saw that, and then the new card was also a cohort. Moonpool 2-pointer is always a possibility. We did it. We have to take a picture of this final board state to submit into the for Larea. Out of 2-pointers. Oh. Okay, so he doesn't have any 2-pointers. That makes some sense as to why his line needs to be weird. Absolute cinema. Oh, very good. Kind of out of 2-pointers. That's a funny statement. Because we haven't stolen. There's no 2-pointers scored or stolen, so he just doesn't have any 2-pointers. Oh, there's blood in the water. Oh, right. Yeah, Blood in the Water is the 2-pointer, but it's not really. Oh, right. Blood is not really a 2-pointer. That's right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I saw it in the dive, and also we saw it multiple times in like Moonpool shuffles. But I wouldn't have lost to Blood in the Water because we lost 3 cards to Fat. So if we whiffed, then I would have had 4 cards in my hand. We lost Echelon, Hannah, and SMC to Fat. So yeah, if we whiffed, we would have had 4 cards in our hand, which is like it needs to be Install Blood double Moonpool. Or does Scoring Sting do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, Scoring Sting would do it. But if I get Hybrid scored to install Blood face down, then you can get into range. Oh, also, I had 4 cards, so Sting would also do it. Yeah, Sting would have been 2 damage plus the 3 off the FUD. Okay. For those who didn't get the update, I think I've talked about this, but I've booked my flight and accommodation plans for Edinburgh, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because rustryder is going to be there with me, so he'll be staying with me on that week. We're going to be arriving on the Sunday, which is the 12th, and going all the way and staying until the 20th, which is the Monday, I believe. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up here. We're going to send that beautiful screenshot. And yeah. We built the deck and we played it once, but I'll post it. I guess we'll include the screenshot in there, and then yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, that was bad. There we go. Hope you're able to get your Docklands passport soon. Yes. Gotta have that cube passport. Yeah, I didn't... we are... At the end of this... I'm going to end the stream and then immediately call FedEx. That's what we're doing. Okay. So that's the... Yeah, that's the end of this tournament. I'm moving back to Vancouver on Monday. And then moving apartments. So... Can't imagine I'll stream in the next week for sure. And then once I get settled in and working starting August, I might do some streaming then. But also like I'm gonna do my like really best to play in all 3 of the play in all 3 of the online continentals. So whatever weekends those are, I haven't actually looked, but there's 6 continentals, right? There's 3 in person and there's 3 online. I've booked my Montreal ticket, so I will be in Montreal. That's on the 26th of August. But whichever weekend the 3 online ones are, I'm likely going to play, and I will wake up and go to sleep at weird times to do it. So you can expect me to play in that. Whether I stream it or whether I record it and post it, I guess, is a question. But either way, my games will be posted one way or another, whether I live stream it or if I record and post it afterwards. Yeah. Really happy that Hannah over Swift was definitely the right call. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Hannah was really, really good. We didn't have the Azamat, but like Hannah was a good balance. Like it helped us with the assets a lot. Yeah, Hannah gained us a ton of clicks there, and of course it also allowed us to install the info bounty on the last turn, which was very important. Okay. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna head out. I'll see y'all probably for online continentals. But yeah, keep an eye on the YouTube, and we'll see what happens. And